we are, folks. CVR off and running. 4 laps. Volcano reverse. It's just over 180 in today's race. You see already, the pack is well strung out as the elite riders at the front try to pull away, and everyone else in the mass start, the tactic is hang on as long as you can and survive. So we're on the Volcano flat reverse circuit. So essentially it's the flat reverse, but instead of going through the S's, we go through the Volcano. So you've still got a couple of tiny little digs in there, especially as you drag up the long Ocean Boulevard out of the tunnel under the water. A couple of little digs there as you come out of the Volcano area, but that's pretty much it. So there hopefully shouldn't be too many attempted breaks, especially when you're sitting this far back, around about 100th spot. So if that's the plan for everyone else, then that's good. We sit in, we do the work we need to do, try to do nothing more than that, and then see what happens on the last lap. Can you leave enough for an effective sprint? That's not looking good. My screen's frozen, Swift's not responding. I think that's me out. Yep, there we go, 10 seconds back. That's it, game over. We're not even halfway through the first lap, and we're 10 seconds back, 10 seconds in front. We're in no man's land, and the effort needed to make up 10 seconds on a group, it's not going to happen. So, race is over, but we can still get a workout. This is when I don't like you, Zwift. I do not like you at all. But of course, as usual, you'll submit the ticket and it'll come back to say, oh, nothing wrong with our servers. To do with your equipment, I have no issues with my equipment on doing anything. Obviously high level video editing. There's a good amount of processing power. Got a good connection to the outside world. In fact, I'm wired in tonight, as I always am in a race. But this just periodically keeps happening. It's not good. So we've lost 20 odd spaces there. That is not going to do our ranking any good at all. We needed to be, from previous experience of the past 2 rounds, we need to be up near the 100 mark, at the very most 120, because we're now at the back of this little bunch. We're now at 145th. So here's the first little incline, taking us up through the middle of the tunnel. So as I was about to say before the dropout, even though you've got these little drags or you're saving something for the sprint, the beauty of CVR racing, apart from the fact you're in categories, which is based upon previous performance as opposed to watts per kilo, there's also no power-ups. Power-ups are disabled. And a lot of times on Zwift, a sprint comes down to the effective use of the correct power-up at the optimum time. So CVR, it's all about you. It's the true rider's race. It's what you've got within yourself, just like on the road in certain record attempts where it's not about the bike, it's about the individual. CVR's essentially copying that model, which I think makes it fairer for everyone. Don't get me wrong, I like power-ups. I think they're a good addition to the game, especially because there are no elements of skill in Zwift. There's no following of certain wheels, closing down gaps, cornering, braking on descents. There's none of that. It's just pure power. The effective use of power-ups brings a skill element to it. It's also luck because you don't know what power-up you're going to get. But yeah, I like the power-ups. But I also like this form of racing. Power-up free. What I don't like is dropouts. So this pace certainly in this group is settled. It's more of a tempo. I'm not going to lie, it's still tiring, but that just shows one, the start, trying to hang on the mass start with the elites and the A's and the B's, it's just murder. When you're looking at 2 to 4 minutes maximum VO2 threshold, maybe a little bit anaerobic as well, and that does take it out of you a lot. And 2, it also shows that at this time of year it's really important to devote as much time as you can to zone 2 work, your aerobic capacity and the body's ability to ship oxygen and therefore fuel around the body. And if I'm honest, in the last couple of weeks I've not been doing enough. In fact, I've barely been training, I've just been doing the races, and it shows. And unfortunately races on their own is not the way to improve. Mid-season for sure, you've got that base sorted already. Races helping you sharpen up, but not coming out of the off season. You need to rebuild the fitness. I was looking at my CTL and CP stuff last night, and from the time that I peaked for the Worlds in August to now, a 46% decrease in fitness, and I think you can see that shows. The key to these little ramps is to try and keep the power smooth, but ultimately it's all about the continuation up and through the top. If you stop as soon as the incline stops, you're not going to have the speed to carry on. So if you're pushing threshold or pushing VO2, whatever it is you're pushing, you've got to carry it on, ideally for maybe another 100, 200 metres. That'll bring your speed back up, and then you can start to relax a little and coast through the pack. If you don't, you'll find yourself struggling on the back, especially as, depending on what race you are and where you are in the race, the crest of a hill can sometimes be a great place to launch an attack from. So not much recovery, and then we're into another little ascent. This is where your interval training comes into play. You're hitting those VO2 max efforts for 30 seconds and recovering a couple of minutes, hitting it again, recovering, hitting it again, and the more you do that, the easier you can cope with the VO2 effort, but also the faster the body can recover. So eventually you can be doing crisscrosses where you're doing VO2 and back down to the sweet spot, so just below threshold, so you're really placing the pressure on the body, which is exactly what could be happening in a race. Okay, so last lap, we really need to conserve as much as possible, because I swear we've only got maybe one kick left. I don't think it's going to be enough to take a sprint, but if we can be tactical and use it to hold the bunch, then that'll do for me. What we need to do is we need to pay attention and stay up near the front. Too easy to drop off the back. You can tell that pretty much everyone's in the same boat, because the average speed and power has dropped. That said, we still need to keep our wits about us. Okay, so we've got a group ahead of us. I'm not sure how long, because they're just a little bit further out for the riders nearby to show up. Maybe we get to around 20 seconds. 35, I don't think that's possible, but we'll see. Maybe they're going slower. Okay, so we've got the little hill coming out of here, little hill coming out of the village, and then the little drag up. So that's it really. There's only sort of 3, well, okay, there's 2 little drags up out of the tunnel. So you've got 4 bits. So Almas and Beveridge are the 2 riders that I need to mark, because I know from their naming that they're in the C group, which is mine. So we don't want to be losing any ground to them, because that means points. The rest I'm not sure if they're D's or C's or A's or B's. Oh no, I've not got it. Game over. 5k to go. So that's a shame. So the dropout at the beginning lost us 12 seconds in about 30 places. We knew we had not much left in the tank, and unfortunately, once again, while talking, we've just eased off. We've not paid attention, even though we've been talking about watching a particular rider or riders. We've dropped off the back within the last 5k, and it's game over. So the only thing left to do now is just limp back to the beginning. So this highlights two things. One, you've got to keep the draft. You've got to pay attention. You cannot, although you're not steering, you're not thinking about position, well you are thinking about position, you cannot take your eye off the ball at any moment. Now there's a drop out there. And two, you can't just do races in the off season. You've got to keep training. You've got to keep working on that aerobic capacity. Make sure you've got that base to work off, and then mix that up with VO2 intervals. Really help the body process that lactate better. That's my quick tip. So there we are folks, CVR pre-season week 3 is done. Tough one on the Volcano reverse flat. Drop out to begin with, lost 12 seconds. Game time, or 30 places. And then stupidly lost the pack just on the last 5k, so it limped home. 123rd out of 192 starters, although 2 of those are the broadcasters. So, not bad. I don't think we're going to be keeping our 10th place overall for the league, but we'll see. But that's it for today. You want to say hello, Freddie? Say hi. Hiya. If you've liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, Freddie. Give me a thumbs up, just like that. Hit that like button, tickle it, smash it, whatever takes your fancy. Just make sure you're using it. Subscribe if you're not already. And as ever guys, I'll see you again soon for another video. Right on.